Hey man, Hebron Ben Bilal, come back at you, man. Another edition of this Boomer's Logic, man. It's out here making it do what it do, trying to shake some of these trees, man, see what fall out. But man, if you haven't already, man, go to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, thumb up the videos, etc., etc. Anyway, today I got had a conversation with my sister. Me and her really don't get a lot of time to talk. She she's an entrepreneur. She's a business owner. Her and her husband, so they have a lot going on. So she really doesn't have a lot of time to talk. I called her today. She actually had time to talk. She's one of those, I don't know what the hell you would call her politically. I think she's a liberal, I guess. I don't know. But she called me. We talked, and she got to talking about the disparities, of course, and how the government won't help. I don't want to hear that. So just FYI for any of you color folks out there who want to call me and talk to me about disparities, man. Save your dime, call a priest, confess something, I don't know, but don't call me about it. Especially when y'all spend $2 trillion a year, man. And that's I think I'm gonna change my station's name to 2 trillion. Just to remind y'all every time y'all look on here, y'all spend $2 trillion a year, man. And y'all want to sit here and cry about disparities. The disparity she was talking about today was disparities in property. First thing she got to, because she flips homes and stuff like that. So we were talking about a particular neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio, where she resides, and how the neighborhood had taken a dive because they won't keep it up. So the they that they were referring to was the system. Won't keep it up because black people moved over there. So once blacks moved over there, they won't keep it up. First and foremost, white people don't live over there. Black people live over there. So it's y'all fault that it looked like that over there. She agreed with me on that, but then she turned it around and started talking about the disparity in regard to education. That's your fault too, as blacks. If your child is not being educated, to the full extent that you believe that they should, it's your job to make sure that education continues. But once again, I go back to the $2 trillion a year. And I talked to her about this because she went on to explain to me about some senator she took it to, and I took it to the senator and talked to him because these kids are not being educated in this disparity. I don't care. I don't care who you talk to. And I let her know, I don't care that you talk to some senator. First and foremost, she's a politician. Her hands is tied. She's gonna laugh, she's gonna smile in your face, shake your hand, and promise you the world, and go off to her corner, and that's what she's gonna do. That's what they're trained to do. So any politicians, man. Anyway, she said to me, she got into the whole disparity in education, and these kids don't know nothing. And I listened to her. I heard her out. But at the end, she ended up siding with me because I explained to her the things that my sister used to do. My sister is like a trailblazer. She creates programs and all that type of stuff. She used to create programs when I was incarcerated. I think the second time, she created a program to come in to the prison that I was in and not only inform, but to educate. I mean, not only educate and inform, but to entertain just the population. You know what I'm saying? She brought a group in. They did some acting, some plays, some stuff like that. And also to educate us in regard to recidivism. Way back then, she was, educating us in regard to repeat offending and stuff like that. Even when we really weren't cognizant of it, she was doing it way back then. So I brought this to her remembrance and said, you had the ability to create. You created this way back then, and you were doing this way back then. So what's the difference here? Why are you running to the government in this particular instance, but way back then, this is what you were doing. Now, you have a platform, you have a voice. You don't have to get the beating the drum talking about, we need to march and rally. No, you need to, those supporters that you got on your page, start a little GoFundMe amongst yourselves. And I told her, I said, why y'all ain't had a think tank yet? You blacks that you got on your page, you know what I'm saying? You always talking about white advocacy. If you got some white people on your page, tell them, kick in. I wouldn't be asking for anything, but at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, I told her, I said, why you haven't had a think tank yet? Why haven't y'all sat down? You run to a senator. For what? To say you talk to the senator? Senator ain't gonna do nothing. What have you black people not understood yet? They're not gonna help you, period. How many times I gotta say that to y'all, man? They're not gonna help you. Have schools gotten any better? I remember my homeboy, man, my partner, Jeff Wingfield. This is my dog, man. He could barely read and write, and he graduated from West High School. Could barely read and write, man. And they graduated him. Yeah. And it hasn't gotten any better. So why y'all keep going to these people asking them? Y'all spend $2 trillion a year. And you're still, see, this is what you'll do. You'll spend all your money on Nikes and put money into their system. Nikes and all this, and weed and watermelon and all this type of stuff. But then you'll turn around, and when it's time to, start to own the responsibility, ownership in regard to responsibility, you'll go to the government and say, hey, man, we need money for this. Over here, see, the schools. No, man, no. I don't feel sorry. And listen, I don't feel sorry for not near one of you. Not near one of you. Why do you keep going to ask these people? Why do you keep marching about what you can take care of? And I talked to my sister about this, and I said, man, listen, the things that you have programmed and put together, why haven't you done something like this yet? If this is an issue that you see, you have the ability, the know-how, and the wherewithal to get at it. And she stopped and she said, man, you're right. She said, you're right. She was like, I hate that, when you call and I hate to agree with you. But you're right. But see, I haven't been wrong since the 80s. I think 88, I was wrong in June of 88 about something. That was a long time ago. Haven't been wrong since. But anyway, my thing is, man, stop complaining about your situation. We have the ability to make it better. And, it's not a whole huge monumental groundswell push initially. It's small things like what's going on with my sister. She can help 10, 15, 20 kids, man, and that group of influence that she has with those local people over there. And she can, you got all type of teachers that are black, knowledgeable, educated, who are out of jobs right now. Employ them. Y'all pull your resources, employ them, get some kids that need the education, who need those things, who needs the information, and, have tutoring for an hour a day. Man, do I got to think about everything for y'all, man? I'm out here trying to make money for my family, and I got to still come up with ideas for y'all. Anyway, man, stop sitting and complaining, man. Stop, don't do that. It's a solution for every problem. But all we have to do is really just sit down, take a moment, and just take a breath, reflect. Remember, they haven't done anything for us ever. And please don't talk about that black man that they had. Don't do that in the White House. Don't do that. They haven't done anything for us. We have the ability. We have the finance. So please don't get telling me about how deplorable your living conditions are when you're spending $2 trillion a year. Honestly, I'm serious. Don't do it. Don't do it. So anyway, man, that's my message for today, man. Well, at least for right now. Stop complaining. Make a difference. Even if it's just on a small local level and you just start something small that you control, that the system doesn't control and dictate the terms and what you're able to teach the young people. You control it. You do it. Anyway, man, Hebron Ben Bilal, man, coming back at you another video, man, of this boomer's logic. But like I always say, giving wisdom to those wise old boomer, and for those millennials who do not know how to think, I just gave you an opinion because you don't think. Love y'all, man, and I'll see y'all soon.